Thank you for that introduction, Amara. Hope everybody had a good fall break, but it is time to get back into session. I'm glad to see we have some new faces here. What is your name, if you don't mind me asking?
Jonathan.
Jonathan, can we please clap it up for Jonathan? His first day. Hope you have a good time. And let's get started. I would like to call on Toastmaster Olivia.
Hello everybody, I'll be your Toastmaster for this meeting. The grammarian for today will be Alyssa. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts as grammarian. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is ambiguity, which means the quality of being open to more than one interpretation, uncertain or inexact in meaning. An example of using the word is, as speakers, we can embrace ambiguity by recognizing that not every moment in a speech needs a clear or perfect answer. Sometimes leaving space for the audience to interpret our words invites deeper reflection and connection. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day, and I will give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting, and also report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Thank you. Now today's timer for the day will be Kyle.
Greetings, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As timer, I'll time the table topics, speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I'll also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. At the table topic, speakers should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll raise the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I'll raise the red card. Those giving speeches should limit their remarks to their specific speech time. Icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. At 6 minutes, I'll raise the red card. Most other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I'll raise the green card. 6 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I'll raise the red card. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card. At 3 minutes, I'll raise the red card. Thank you, Toastmasters.
All right, now for the speeches. The first evaluator for today, for this first speaker, which is Adia, the first evaluator is Miss Anna.
So Adia is not here yet. So let's move on to the second speaker, second evaluator. When Adia shows up, we can put her back.
Well, the second evaluator will be Tim, evaluating Amara.
Thank you for the introduction. My name is Tim, and I will be Amara's evaluator for her speech. Would this be the icebreaker speech, or are we on the second project already?
Second one.
Second project? Okay. So then I'll be evaluating you based on the second project criteria, which is organize your speech. So according to that, I'll be looking at how organized it is, how your tone, and many other things along the line, and I will be giving you an evaluation at the end of the meeting. So bring it up for Amara.
Okay, so my speech is on my evolution of Hamilton and like how I found like the love for it. So it started off maybe about 2 or 3 years ago when my friend said that watch I should watch the play on Disney, and I was like, I don't know, because before I tried to watch it when it first came onto Disney Plus, but I fell asleep mid through, and I didn't find it interesting, and so I was like, maybe I should just give it another chance. So I did watch it, and I did love it. After 2.5 hours, I called her like, Hamilton, this is really good, and so I watch it more and more, and I listen to the soundtrack of it, and for Christmas, I asked for like this Hamilton book, and I would go on YouTube, and like I would search up different videos and like the backgrounds and the like hidden stuff that people may have missed if you just watched it and if you just really looked, and then during like 8th grade history, they'll bring up Hamilton. And I went to see it live on Broadway in 2023. And it was really good. It was really good. Even though it wasn't the original cast, it was really good. And then I want to say this year, when it came out onto the big screen in the movie theaters, I went to go see it with the same friend that recommended me Hamilton. And I guess over the years, I did fall in love with it more and more because I loved like the hidden messages in it. And I loved how different stuff and how the writer, Lin-Manuel, I liked how he incorporated different things and he knew what he was doing with his wordplay. I think now is really fascinating to me because it did take him years to write. He started in 2009 with the first song, and it finally became on Broadway in 2015. So it definitely did take some time, and I'm really happy that it did because it's grown into evolution, and people around the globe, or I don't know, maybe USA, they love Hamilton. And that's why I like Hamilton. I think everybody should really watch it one day in their life. Thank you.
Is she here? All right, for the third speech, the speaker will be Navia. Sorry. The speaker will be Navia, and her evaluator will be Katie. Okay, today I will be Navia's evaluator. She is on her project 3. I will be looking at her. I would be ensuring that she has a beginning, body, and conclusion, selecting a speech topic and determining its general specific purposes, organizing the speech in a manner, and also project sincerity and conviction, and control any nervousness you may feel. Thank you.
to tell you about. I know you got it because you were just telling about it. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about why you should go to the Smoky Mountains. First, it's a tourist spot and there's lots of fun things to do there. And there are lots of adventure parks, and there's one I went to, and there's like a thing where you have to sit on it and it takes you up and into like the adventure place. And you get to have a cabin, and you can, it's like a hotel except you don't have to really pay for it. You just have to book for it. And there's like an arcade station in the house, and it doesn't ask you for anything. It's just like there. And there are lots of games on it, and it has a swing outside on the porch, and there's like some separate swings, so basically everybody in the cabin can do that. And there's a kitchen and utensils in it, so you don't have to bring anything, and also you don't have to buy anything, and you can do, like, you can make anything you want. And there are TVs and bedrooms, so you're not really like just sleeping on the floor, or if you want to watch TV you can. And there are also games and puzzles. So if there's like somehow you don't want to do the arcade or something, or your dad said you can't, then you can, there's like a closet that is full of stuff to play with, and you can just get something out of there and play with that. And there's a swimming pool outside, which is kind of my favorite part, because I really like swimming, and it's like big, so it's not little and cramped, and you can, there's also, you can put it in a jacuzzi mode, and it should, like, it does hot water. It's a hot water jacuzzi, and there's also a hot tub, which if like something, and then like you just want to do, and it's like the hot tubs for parents, and there are like seats in it, and that's also a jacuzzi, and there's a balcony, and you can see the mountains, and there's a jacuzzi bath inside, and it comes with all the things you need, like soap and face wash and stuff like that, and that's why you should go to the Smoky Mountains.
And now moving on to the table topics session. Our table topics master for today will be Isaac.
Thank you for that introduction, Kate. Our first. Our first question for the day is what is something you used to believe strongly but don't anymore? And this one is for what's your name?
Grace.
Grace.
I used to believe in the tooth fairy. Well, I kind of like lost it a long time ago, but I used to believe that the tooth fairy was real, and that does anybody believe in the tooth fairy? Because it's totally real. Wait, I'm sorry. Anyway, I used to believe in the tooth fairy, and that it would just like it would just creep up on me in the night, like lift my pillow gently. But now I don't. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I used to believe in the tooth fairy, and they would just give me money, and it was just like fantastic on how it knew my age, because like I always got like the same amount as like how old I am or how old I was, and it was like really funny because it never took my tooth. They just left it there with the money, and I thought everybody would be like treated like this until I realized that some people got like only $1. And I was like, that's very interesting, and that's very suspicious. And then I realized like there's a chance that it wouldn't be real, because sometimes it just wouldn't give me money at all. So then, yeah, it just led up to like I just thought it wasn't real anymore. Yeah.
Thank you for that. This next question is for Amara, and the question is, what's something you think adults don't understand about being a teenager today?
So I think adults don't understand that social media really stimulates the mind and like helps you relax, and it's not distracting because we use it to distract ourselves from other stuff. Like sure we'll be procrastinating about an assignment, but the assignment's gonna get done. You just have to relax our mind after school, and you go to school all day. And since like the phone ban, but like nobody really takes it seriously anymore. You have to, and the teachers and kids are just annoying. So social media really stimulates the mind instead of distracting. And adults really don't. Well, at least my parents don't. But adults really don't understand that because they think it's distracting. But maybe because they didn't grow up on it. Did you grow up on it?
No.
Maybe because they didn't grow up on it, but now that our generation has it, I think it just really helps, and it's distracting. It keeps your mind off of stuff rather than doing like work. It keeps your mind off of stuff. Yeah, that's what.
Thank you for that. This next question is for Miss Anna, and it's kind of similar to the one I just asked Amara. You coming from a different generation, do you feel comfortable or excited for the evolution of appliances such as phones or different household appliances like TV, or do you wish that the modern day appliances were still similar to what you would used to use back when you were our age? So it's pretty much, do you like the evolution, or do you wish that we could go back to what it was?
Thank you, Table Talk Master Isaac. That's a very good question. Do I like the evolution? And I would say, yes, I do like the evolution. And thank you, Imara, for bringing your fresh idea and make me open my eyes and ears to hear what the younger generation has to say about social media. And that definitely give me a lot of discovery. Yeah, so thank you so much. I like the evolution because it give us all the choices. The good things about the evolution of technology is it bring us more information, more data, so that we can see things clearer without ambiguity, so we can learn things from multiple aspects, so we can understand something better. But on the other hand, it's also up to us to use it wisely. We have to have an intention to use it for our benefit, but not to waste our time. So when Imara says, hey, it really stimulates our mind, I think that's a good intention. It works for your benefit, and that's a good thing. So to summarize my answer, I think it's a good thing, but it's up to you to use it wisely. And I think with you being young, you may not always have the best judgment on how to use it wisely, but I believe with you grow older, grow more wisely, you will be able to use it for your benefit all the time. So thank you for that question.
Thank you for that answer. All right, this next question is for Olivia. I'm not gonna get it wrong this time. And the question is, would you rather be liked or respected?
Would I rather be liked or respected? I feel like liked goes in with respected a lot, because if somebody doesn't like you, how can they respect you? So I think I would choose respect, because that just means that the person likes and respects you at the same time. But I would want people to respect my boundaries, my what was I gonna say? Just me in general, and so I would pick respected. Thank you.
Thank you for that. All right, our next question is, our next question is for Abby, and the question is, if you could instantly be great at any skill, but you had to trade a skill that you currently know, what would you trade it for and why?
So the question was if I had to choose a skill to be great at, and why, and then what would I switch it out with? Honestly, I personally believe that learning an instrument such as piano or like cello is really cool. So I think I would switch learning out an instrument with, I'm not too sure what I would switch it out with, but maybe my tennis, just because I think my tennis skills are not the greatest, but I think being able to play instruments is so much more helpful with the mind and being able to interact with others. It just opens up so many more opportunities, and so that's why I would rather the talent of being able to play an instrument than doing my tennis. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And this next question is for Yuki. What do you think is harder, forgiving someone or asking for forgiveness?
Thank you for the question. So I think it would be easier for me to forgive someone than to ask for forgiveness, because me personally, I'm not someone who would hold grudges, and I wouldn't use forgiving someone as blackmail, unlike some of my friends. And I do believe that asking for forgiveness is kind of hard because asking forgiveness involves another person who you can't control, and you can control yourself and your feelings. So thank you for the question.
Thank you for that answer. All right. Next question. Jonathan, correct?
Yeah.
All right, this next question is for our new member, Jonathan. What is one decision you made in your life that has changed you the most? Yep, we'll just start on.
Um, so one decision I made that changed my life was hold on. I made this decision once when I was like a little kid, listening to my parents, and after I listened to my parents, stuff got better. So when it got better, I did the right stuff. So when I started listening to my parents, like when I did bad stuff that I wanted to do instead of listening to my parents, uh, I decided to do the right stuff. Is that good?
Next time, tell that right stuff. What is that right stuff? Yeah.
My English isn't good.
Thank you for that. This next question is for Kyle. And the question is, if you could make one rule that everyone your age would have to follow, what would it be?
So if I had a rule that everyone would have to follow when they're young, it's kind of like what Jonathan said, like listen to your parents, basically. Because like if you're like hanging out maybe with like some friends that like aren't smart, they're teaching you like bad stuff, you're probably going to learn like bad stuff in the future. Like that could like probably like it won't help you in school a lot. So the role with listening to your parents could also benefit you. So like they could keep you safe, and like there's like well,
This next question is for Tim. And the question is, if you had to teach a skill to someone young, let's say in the 5th grade, what skill would you teach them and why would you teach it to them?
The question was, if I could teach a skill to someone in 5th grade, what would I teach them?
Yes, and why?
Oh, and why? Okay. So for a 5th grader, to be honest, I don't think they have that much to worry about currently at their age. So I guess one skill I'd teach them is probably just how to be friendly and how to make a lot of friends. Because I feel like at the 5th grade level, that's kind of the main thing you really need to know. How to make friends, how to have fun. You're not really too stressed about like school or anything. I don't think it's that tough at that point in time. But knowing how to make friends could definitely make school life a lot better, and having friends is always a benefit. And especially making the right friends, I'd say, because sometimes making wrong friends can lead to unfortunate situations and unfavorable things happening. But being friendly is always a good skill. Being like, it helps you in the future as well. If you're friendly, you're more likely to get people to like you, especially for like careers and stuff. Having a friendly face can, or a friendly attitude can help people listen to you more, and just think about you more, I guess. So for the skill I teach a 5th grader, I'd say just being friendly, make new friends, make good friends. So thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful answer. This next question is from Navia, and the question is, if you could learn anything, let me rephrase that. What is something that school doesn't teach that you wish it would teach?
So something that I wish school would teach is how to play a violin because I really want to play one. But they only teach us how to play recorders, which is like a flute type of instrument that 4th and 5th grade gets, and I was like they let us do piano and they had like violins or something like that to teach us instead, because I feel like those are like much more cooler. And that's why I would like for school to teach how to play like a violin or a piano.
Thank you for that. Ma'am, what is your name?
Katie.
Katie. While looking for a friend, what is one thing that you look for in a person?
So for picking my friends, I don't really have like a big rule, but if I had to choose one, maybe at least kindness and showing some humor. I feel like humor is a big part, especially when you're like when you want some company and they will like stand up for you there. It could also be courage when they're like holding up for you, making sure they care for you. Just holding back on everything they're saying. Make sure you respect each other. So I mean, overall, when you're trying to like summarize it, being respectful goes mostly under all of them. So when you're, let's say, in a situation, a situation of doing homework, they could help you or make you learn more than you used to. People say every day you can learn something new, and that could be off your friends if your parents don't have time, and more like that on the line. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And our last question for today is for Emma. And the question is, what is one hobby that looks easy but is actually not?
Okay, so one hobby that looks easy but is actually not. I think it would probably be swimming. I have mentioned several times before that I do not like it. And it is mainly because, sure, you learn all the strokes and the correct ways to do it, but it saps your energy. And me personally, my energy is near zero, and my stamina, I think, is negative. And from a distance, or when you're just watching people swim, it looks so easy while they're just cutting through the water, doing turns, and making the intervals. But once I actually started it, I realized how exhausting it was. And I dread going to swim practice every day because I always come home and I'm about to fall over and I'm starving. And my parents say it's the most risk-free sport, and it might be the easiest, but there's still a lot of things that you need to take into consideration. And I just think it's hard. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And I actually have another question for Horace. And this question is, do you feel like kids nowadays are influenced more by electronics or by their friends?
Can you please restate the question?
The question is, do you feel like children nowadays are influenced by their electronics or their friends?
Thank you for the question. Do I feel that kids are more influenced by the electronics or their parents? Well, it's a combination, I would answer from this angle, because I would believe that the parent provides the electronics for the child. And so subsequently, the parent would expect the child to utilize the equipment, the technology. Once, however, the kid really gets involved with the technology, for instance, a cell phone, and YouTubing or YouTube Shorts, IG, Instagram, X, whatever the platform is, the kid may, in fact, spend a whole lot of time that the parent may think the kid is wasting time and not necessarily know that the kid may, in fact, or the child may, in fact, be studying his or her homework. For instance, I have a son who is 18 now. I know he's on his phone all the time, and I think and I believe that he is doing well, because when I asked him about his school grades, he said, I have A's in every class. So I have to believe then that the technology takes a whole lot of their energy or their focus, but I think it's only because the parent allows it. And if the parent differs from that, the parent will, I think, would remove or at least set some boundaries, some limits on how long the child can use that technology. Thank you for that question.
All right, and that concludes our table topics for today. I'd like to call it back on Toastmaster.
Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce the general evaluator, who is Abby.
Greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. The purpose of the general evaluator is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. So today's evaluation was that it started well and on time, with most people coming in on time. Then we had two really amazing speeches from Amara and Navia, which were on Amara's love for Hamilton and how it progressed, and Navia's reasons why to go to the Smoky Mountains, who also bravely overcame her fear and gave her speech. The table topics were relatively fun, thank you so much. And one thing that I think that we can all work on is just trying to use the word of the day a little bit more, which I'm also guilty of for today. And then overall, this was a really great meeting, especially coming right out of fall break. Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. And now we're going to skip the first evaluator because the speaker isn't here. But the second evaluator, Tim, will evaluate the second speaker, Amara.
Thank you. So I'm the evaluator for Amara, and to start off, that was a wonderfully organized speech. So according to Project 2, that was great. And I'll just kind of go down the list on the Toastmasters manual. And for speech value, interesting or meaningful to the audience, I'd say that it was quite meaningful. A lot of people, I do know a lot of people who like Hamilton, and although I myself have not watched Hamilton, so I can't have much of an opinion here, but I've heard it is a very good play, and also all of the shows are really great. So that was wonderful. And your preparation, I'd say it was very well. You prepared very well. We could kind of tell that you knew what you were talking about. Your love for Hamilton and how it progressed. You also gave, I like how you gave some details in between your speech when you were talking about Hamilton. You talked about when the first show was and then how the next shows came out and how when you saw it live. And then For organization, I'd say it was very organized. I felt like you were telling the story in kind of like a chronological order, where first you were first introduced to Hamilton by your friends and how you started to dig deeper into the themes and all that, and then you started to enjoy it even more. And for the structure of your speech, your like intro, body, and then conclusion, I felt like they were pretty well prepared. And it was all like pretty clear. One little thing you could work on between them is maybe having a little bit of transition between your speeches, like first off, second off, but that's also kind of more formal like. So for your future speeches, you could keep that in mind. And then one more thing you could work on, I did see that you had like a little bit of hand movements and like hand motions. I feel like you could kind of express yourself more by just having your hands out, showing kind of moving a bit more, having a little bit more active stance than rather than standing there and keeping your arms to yourself a little bit. So that's one little thing you could work on in the future. But other than that, I'd say you had a very wonderful speech. We learned about your love for Hamilton, and yeah, it was really well organized, and I look forward to your next speeches. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. And now for the third evaluator, Katie, evaluating the third speaker, Navia.
Thank you, Madam Toastmasters. I was evaluating Navia. I just want to say you did a great speech, especially on a trip, which was very interesting to drag in the audience. So, your general purpose and the specific purpose for the speech in your project, it was really going great. And then your organization with the notes really showed how you were organizing for this speech. I would say work a little bit on the body conclusion, separating them just a bit, maybe including your experiences when you went there, on maybe how you planned it out or how your parents planned it out when you went. In speeches, you could add eye contact. I also have an issue with it, but maybe memorizing a certain number of lines when starting out, just so you could like look around for people, showing you do have eye contact. But I really liked how you separated each section, and for people who were listening, I personally haven't went, but for those, they can know what to expect when they go to the Smoky Mountains. Thank you. You did a great job. All right, and now for the timer's reports by Kyle.
For the table topic session, Grace's speech was 1 minute and 18 seconds. Amara's speech was 1 minute and 20 seconds. Miss Anna's speech was 1 minute and 56 seconds. Olivia's speech was 31 seconds. Abby's speech was 59 seconds. Yuki's speech was 37 seconds. Jonathan's speech was 1 minute. My speech was 1 minute and a second. Tim's speech was 1 minute and 8 seconds. Navia's speech was 52 seconds. Katie's speech was 1 minute and 5 seconds. Emma's speech was 1 minute and 46 seconds. And Horace's speech was 1 minute and 42 seconds. For the icebreaker speech, Amara's speech was 2 minutes and 55 seconds. And Navia's speech was 3 minutes and 49 seconds. For the evaluations, Abby's general evaluation was 54 seconds. Tim's evaluation was 2 minutes and 26 seconds. And Kitty's evaluation was 1 minute and 21 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, and now for the grammarian's report by Lisa.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. not a lot of people use the word of the day today. And I apologize if I didn't write your name down for the word of the day. So for speeches, Amara had 3 filler words, Nadia had 7 filler words. For table topics, Grace had 3 filler words, Amara had 2 filler words, Miss Anna had 1 filler word and said the word of the day, Olivia had 1 filler word, Abby had 1 filler word, Yuki didn't have any filler words, Jonathan had 8 filler words, Kyle had 2 filler words, Tim had 1 filler word, Nadia had 2 filler words, Katie had 1 filler word, Emma had 1 filler word, and Mr. Force didn't have any filler words. For evaluations, Abby had 1 filler word, Tim had 2 filler words, and Katie had 2 filler words. Thank you.
Now for the meeting and leader evaluations by the general.
Yes, so Abby already did it, so I will thank you. So, what a great meeting. Yeah, so give yourself another round of applause. Everyone did a wonderful job and welcome, Jonathan. I hope you enjoy the meeting and welcome back. Yeah, this is a place we get practice. Yeah. Several things I want to mention. Isaac did a wonderful job as the table topic master. You can see he covered everybody. I don't know if Alisa, you probably just this line you didn't notice, yeah, because it's kind of loud, his eyesight. But
questions for everyone.
you did have enough questions for everybody. Yeah, so I'll let you give a question to her. Yeah, all right.
Give me 1 second to pull up my list of questions. Alright, my question for you is, what do you think makes somebody in a school setting popular, and do you think that's a good thing?
Okay, so the question was, what makes a person popular?
What makes somebody popular, and do you think it's a good thing to be popular?
Okay, so what makes a person popular is probably like grades, their like hobbies, they have the ability to make a lot of friends, which is a good thing. I think being popular is a good thing because I think it's like how Katie said, you can learn from your friends, and when you're popular, you have any questions, you can ask your friends, and you can rely on someone when you need help. So I think what makes you popular is by your identity, like how you're, what you do, your personalities, and all of that stuff. And I think being popular is great. Thank you.
Now that concludes our table topics.
Wonderful, thank you. So just a note for the next table topic master, you have enough questions to cover everybody because we're here to speak. We want to have an opportunity to practice. Thank you very much, Isaac. Just to add on your last question to Alisa, I read an article another day, and there's a research about being popular. So this researcher gave a question to everybody in the school to ask, hey, who's your most popular person? And what do you think why do you like her? Okay, And then the result is, I wanted to say the result is the person who is the most popular, he likes the most people. The number of people he or she likes are the most. What does that mean is the most popular person are the person who like others most. So if you open, that makes sense? So if you're open to have other people become your friend, you will instantly become popular. So yeah, I just want to share that with you because if you open yourself up to welcome other people to become your friend, and you are probably going to be liked by other people. Yeah, so just my personal add on that, and I wish I heard that when I was young, so I'd like to tell you that. Now, for next meeting, next Sunday, we have Yuki as a surgeon at arms. Let's talk about the speaker. We don't have any speaker. So raise a hand, you can speak.
I can speak, but I would prefer to do a speech on